example, and there are 10 cars there and only 3 of them are not tinted, I will go for those that are not tinted. And if all of us begin to do it, Briscoe Motor will simply know that it is in the interest of his business to make sure that he imports vehicles that are not tinted. The same thing happens to a car importer who deals on Tokumbo vehicles. It means that if he goes to the United States to buy cars, he would deliberately look out for vehicles that are not tinted. I have a vehicle. My vehicle is not tinted because I deliberately make sure that I don't use a car that is tinted. So it is our responsibility. It's not at all times that we will have to adjust our laws in order to please anyone. It is the responsibility of citizens to adjust themselves to suit the laws of the land, because the laws are made for the greater good of all of us. So it's a very simple matter. We cannot continue in sin that grace might abound. We cannot continue in impunity simply because we say we don't manufacture cars in this country. We have a right, we have a choice on the type of cars we import. I give you a typical example. Maope, I don't know the kind of car you like, for example, but I know, for example, that if you are passionate about Toyota, you will never go and buy a Honda for any reason. You will never go and buy a Mercedes-Benz for any reason. You will insist that your car dealer gets you a Toyota. It's as simple as that. So if tomorrow Maope wants a car, and Maope wants a car that is not tinted, all Maope needs to do is to insist that the car dealer gives her a car that is not tinted. It's not a helpless situation. You are not a slave to the car importer or to the car dealer. It's as simple as that.
Let me bring in this perspective. Now, first of all, nobody is saying that the police should not enforce the laws. In fact, on this program, we advocate as much as possible that people should obey the laws, and the law, no one is above the law, and that is a fact and a point. But in UK, where you mentioned, and if you've got a tinted vehicle window, the front windscreen must let at least 75% of light through the front side of the windows. Between 75 and 70%. And then there are no rules for tinting the rear windscreen or rear passenger windows. Now, if they go against that, the police or the VOSA, that's VOSA, they are the vehicle examiners there, they use light measuring equipment to measure the gradation of your window tint. And that's in UK where you mentioned, and there are other examples for other countries. And here I did tell you that the police here are clamping down on all categories of vehicles, whether they're lightly tinted, thickly tinted, and you say the law doesn't say you should use any measuring instrument. And so one wonders, how then won't there be controversy?
Say, Chamberlain, sometimes you make me smile or make me laugh at some of these comparisons. The reason is simple. When we look at practices in other countries, those practices are not meant to be adopted hook, line, and sinker. The truth here is that every country makes laws that are designed to advance the interests of its citizens. And the law they make is also modulated by the kind of challenges they have. The kind of security challenges we have in Nigeria is not the same type of security challenges in United States or in UK and other countries. The only reason why I mention those countries is to let our viewers know that the issue of regulation and control of vehicles with tinted glasses is not something that is completely alien to other countries. Yeah, it's not something that is peculiar to Nigeria. But we are not expected, hold on, allow me to make this point. We are not expected to always copy completely 100% what is done in other countries. We are expected to modify the laws to suit our technological power, to suit our economic strength, to also suit the kind of challenges we have. The challenges we have in Nigeria today is such that it's a matter of national importance that we enforce the laws on tinted glasses and enforce them very strictly.
You know, Mr. Mba, sorry, Sulaiman, this law was actually passed, made, the decree was made some 22 years ago in 1991. A host of things have changed since 1991, especially when it comes to vehicles. You know very well that then, I mean, even now, you can still put a tint on your car. We're still asking, is there no way that this law can be enforced with a human face to it, in such a way that the police still remains the friend of Nigerians, not, you know, they're not seeing them as being antagonistic. You've cited security reasons, which the law has here. You've also talked about health reasons, which the law also has here. But, you know, people are wondering, are those the only reasons? What if technology has moved on? What if, for global warming reasons, that is the reason why most cars now come the way they are made now? What does this law have to say with that? What modifications is Nigeria police put in terms of enforcement of this particular law?
It is not the duty of the Nigerian police force to begin to modify laws. You must understand that we don't make laws. There's a clear division of powers in this country. There's a clear constitutional division of powers. The Nigerian police force, as it is today, we're expected to enforce laws. And as long as
I did not say modify the law. I say modify the enforcement of the law.
You could probably be running far of the law if you begin to modify the law, the enforcement of the law. If a law has specified that a thing should be done this way, you don't go out exercising the powers, your powers in such a way that you begin to modify the law. Let me tell you, the only two government agencies that can modify laws are one, the National Assembly. They are the ones that make laws, so the powers to amend the laws rest squarely on them. The judiciary also sometimes have the powers to modify laws through some of their pronouncements, particularly when they are involved in what you could call judicial activism. But for us, we are here to enforce these laws. And we have good reasons to enforce these laws. And we're enforcing a valid law. And we are driven, not by any selfish interest, but by the desire to promote the common good of all of us.
Yes, you also enforce the laws, right? But at the moment, the police that are supposed to enforce the laws are being accused of breaking the law.
That is meant to regulate all of us, including myself, is discriminatory. You can only say a law is discriminatory where the law is targeted a select group in the community, probably because of their political views, probably because of their religious views, probably because of their ethnic background and the rest of them. When a law is designed to regulate all our activities as a people, as a nation, then you can't say the law is discriminatory. Can a country discriminate against itself? Obviously no.
At the moment, this matter is in court, and if the police are meant to enforce the law, are they not supposed to stay action until this matter is determined?
I don't have any order from the court of law that says we should not enforce the law. And you don't stop a government agency from doing its job when there are no reasons to do so.
Even if the matter is
we have not gotten any order
against the very prayers
or implied.
For which the matter
you can go to court
for.
if you want to challenge the validity of the law, but we have not gotten any order that says that we should not go ahead and enforce these laws. These laws are valid. The powers we are exercising are valid. We are exercising them in the greater good of Nigerians. The law does not even exclude us. We also make ourselves amenable to these laws.
In other words,
Nigerians must
irrespective of the fact that the matter is in
court,
the police will go on. That notwithstanding.
Better secured under any environment, you must make some sacrifices. And the sacrifices we expect Nigerians to make here is to understand that they must get their permit. Is to understand that if you are not qualified for this permit, you have to discountenance. you have to change those glasses that are tinted. I tell you something.
Just a